the dopamine.
Why can't you enjoy anything? Well, it might be because our modern, hyper-stimulated world is hijacking your brain's natural pleasure system. So what's happening and why? And more importantly, what can you do to regain control? Stay tuned, because in the next few minutes, we're going to explore the fascinating neuroscience behind pleasure and pain, reveal why your everyday habits might be sabotaging your happiness, and share practical steps to fix your brain. We live in an age of constant stimulation, an era where digital content, fast food, and endless distractions are at our fingertips 24/7. And while this might sound like a dream come true, it's actually slowly destroying your ability to feel genuine pleasure. Today, we're going to break down exactly how that happens and what you can do to reclaim that childhood sense of wonder you once had. Let's start with dopamine. Every time you experience something unexpected,
and I'm not easily impressed. Wow! A blue car!
like a funny meme, a delicious bite of food, or a heart-thumping moment in a movie, your brain releases dopamine. This neurotransmitter is a critical part of our survival toolkit. It evolved to reward behaviors that helped our ancestors live and reproduce. But in today's world, dopamine's role has been hijacked by a relentless barrage of hyperstimulants. We're bombarded by an infinite scroll of engaging, funny, and even outrageous rage bait content every day. Fast food can be delivered to your door in 15 minutes, offering calorie-packed meals designed to make you want more. Even your smartphone delivers hyper-arousing material, whether it's videos, images, or content that triggers your deepest desires. All of these experiences trick your brain into thinking you're boosting your chances of survival. Our ancestors evolved in an environment where food was scarce and every calorie counted. When they stumbled upon a feast, their caveman brain said, "Ugh, need eat lots now, ugh, not eat later." That's why we're wired to overindulge when we're presented with calorie-dense food. But here's the kicker. In today's world, calories are in abundance.
Do me a favour, another packet of Discos.
Yeah.
The big bag of 10.
Yeah.
That's the bag I want. Don't bring me a little individual bag, bring me the big bag, babes.
This disconnect between our ancient wiring and modern availability is a big part of why we struggle with issues like weight gain and unhealthy eating habits. Now let's talk about information. In the ancient world, knowing which plants were poisonous, which were edible, or understanding the behavior of nearby predators was essential for survival. Fast forward to today, and we're drowning in data. Our brains are not designed to process this overwhelming flood of information. Instead of empowering us, it often leads to confusion and indecision. This overload can contribute to feelings of anxiety and make it hard to focus on what truly matters. Dr. Anna Lembke, professor and medical director of addiction studies at Stanford University, has extensively studied these phenomena. In her book, Dopamine Nation, she explains that smartphones deliver digital dopamine 24/7.
That if we expose ourselves chronically to substances or behaviors that repeatedly release large amounts of dopamine in our brain's reward pathway, that we can change our tonic baseline and actually lower it over time as our brain tries to compensate for all of that dopamine, which is more really than we were designed to experience.
Her work shows that the very mechanisms designed to keep us alive are now fueling addictive behaviors, from alcohol and gambling to our everyday overuse of digital media. Here's a crucial concept: the pain-pleasure principle. Picture a seesaw. When you experience pleasure, one side of the seesaw is elevated.
Yay!
But as the pleasure fades, the seesaw tips back and often swings in the opposite direction, so that you experience pain. This isn't just physical pain. This is a deep emotional void. When that pleasurable feeling is gone, you're left with a sense of lack, a powerful drive that pushes you right back into seeking that initial high. This is what happens when you start eating a bag of chips. The first one is delicious. Then, when it's gone, you're left without that interesting flavor or sensation in your mouth. The sense of lack drives you to pick up another chip, and on it goes until the entire bag is finished.
God, he eats like a pig.
I don't know. Pigs tend to chew. I'd say he eats more like a duck.
This concept is well understood by scientists. Many of the scientists who worked on the flavor combinations that we know and love, like Doritos, Flaming Hot Cheetos, or Pringles, started their careers working for Big Tobacco, an industry that understands the power of selling addictive products.
In the 80s, when you had these mergers, one of the mega mergers that happened was tobacco company with food company. There was two of them. And a lot of the scientists started to focus some of their energy on taking that skill, I'll just put that in quotes, of making something very addictive and transposing it to food.
The trigger that causes us to reach for another chip or beer or look for another funny video is part of human hedonic adaptation. When we get something new, it's amazing and we love it, but we quickly get accustomed to it. And if it is then taken away, even though our lives haven't materially changed from before, we experience a sense of lack that makes us less happy. Try giving a child a new toy and taking it away. Try doing something for your partner every day for years and then suddenly stopping. The lack we feel forces us to seek out that pleasurable feeling again, triggering seeking behavior. Next, we have adaptation. Take something as common as a cup of coffee. Initially, 1 cup boosts your focus and energy. But over time, your brain adapts, and without that caffeine fix, you can feel almost off or sluggish. This is the basis of tolerance. As you continue to engage in the behavior, the amount of pleasure you receive diminishes, and the discomfort from not engaging grows stronger. It's why many addictive behaviors start out as a way to elevate your mood, but eventually only bring you back to baseline. The caffeine addict is a wreck without coffee. They need 2 cups to feel normal and several more to get any of the benefits they used to get from the first cup.
This isn't Yemeni, it's Sulawesi. And the cup's shaking. I don't want my coffee shaking.
You seem a tad wound up, buddy, and your face is greasy. Real greasy. You been up all night?
Of course I've been up all night. Not because of caffeine, it was insomnia. I couldn't stop thinking about coffee. I need a nap. Coffee time!
The drinker slowly needs more and more alcohol to achieve the same buzz, and the doom scroller needs more and more engaging content to pique their interest.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this special bulletin. Are you feeling unmotivated, tired, hopeless, like nothing is enjoyable anymore? Well, my friend, your dopamine is in danger. Yes, sir. Modern society has hijacked your brain with social media, junk food, and endless distractions. Your poor little neurons are overloaded. But fear not, the solution is here. Introducing the Dopamine Reset Guide, a step-by-step blueprint to reset your brain, rewire your habits, and reclaim your motivation. And the best part? It's absolutely free, but only for a limited time. Don't let your brain rot. Click the link below and claim your free copy today.
This adaptation to super stimuli spills over into the rest of your life. Normal activities can no longer spike dopamine the same way your super stimulants do.
Boring. I never realized how boring this game is. Boring!
Boring. You're boring, everybody.
Healthy food doesn't taste as good as processed junk. Reading a book is boring compared to scrolling TikTok. This erosion of natural pleasure doesn't just affect moments of indulgence, it seeps into every part of your life. Ordinary activities that once brought you joy can begin to feel dull or even unfulfilling. Gradually you find that only the addictive behavior, the constant chase for that fleeting high, can scratch the itch. And even then, it never quite feels the same. But what's actually happening on a biological level? When dopamine is released in your brain, it binds to specific receptors on your neurons. These receptors are like tiny docking stations that translate dopamine signal into feelings of pleasure. However, in our modern world of excessive stimulation, your brain starts to downregulate these receptors. That means there are fewer docking stations available. So if a lot of dopamine floods in, it doesn't have the same effect. The net result? Everyday activities that used to bring pleasure now barely make a dent in your overall satisfaction. But here's the silver lining. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. If you reduce or eliminate these hyperstimulants, whether it's processed food, endless digital scrolling, or even that extra glass of wine, your dopamine receptors can upregulate over time. In other words, by giving your brain a break, you slowly allow it to reset. Slowly but surely, simple pleasures can start to feel rewarding once again. It's like rebooting your brain's natural pleasure system. Now let's talk about something a bit counterintuitive. Boosting pleasure by introducing controlled pain. Think about the runner's high you sometimes get after a challenging workout. In the midst of physical exertion, you're experiencing discomfort, maybe even pain.
I can't believe it. I'm actually running a marathon. Oh, I hit the wall. This is so painful. Hey, I got my second wind.
But once you push through, your body floods with endorphins, which are natural opioids that give you a euphoric, feel-good sensation. This isn't a coincidence. It's your body's way of rewarding you for overcoming challenge. Research shows that exercise can boost extracellular dopamine levels by 30 to 40% after a workout. Activities like cold plunging and sauna sessions also tap into this powerful system. When you immerse yourself in a cold plunge, for example, you're deliberately putting your body under a bit of stress. Your brain responds by releasing dopamine once you step out of that discomfort. The same goes for a sauna. Your body fights the heat, and when you exit, the rush of dopamine helps you feel refreshed and energized. These natural stressors trigger a process known as hormesis. In simple terms, hormesis is the concept of exposing your body to a controlled stress so that it adapts and grows stronger over time. By incorporating activities like cold plunging, sauna use, and even meditation into your routine, you're not only challenging your body, but also training your brain to handle stress, and ultimately to appreciate the small, everyday pleasures once again. Speaking of meditation, let's explore its impact on dopamine. Although research is still emerging, some fascinating studies have shown that meditation can significantly increase dopamine levels. One study compared subjects practicing yoga nidra, a form of deep relaxation and focused breathing, with those simply listening to human speech. The meditators experienced a whopping 65% increase in dopamine. And if you look at advanced practitioners who engage in deep meditation techniques like jhana, brain imaging studies reveal dramatic increases in activity within the nucleus accumbens, the very part of your brain that drives motivation, reward, and learning, and is governed by dopamine. This suggests that meditation isn't just about relaxation. It's a potent way to naturally boost your brain's reward circuitry, whether it's through deep concentration, mindfulness, or just a moment of quiet reflection. Meditation can help recalibrate your dopamine system and restore balance between pleasure and pain. So what does all this mean for you? It means that while our modern world is set up to hijack your brain's pleasure systems with an endless supply of hyperstimulants, you have the power to fight back. By understanding how your brain works, from the dopamine hijacking to the seesaw of pleasure and pain, you can start to reclaim your natural ability to enjoy life. Begin by identifying those behaviors that are keeping your brain in a constant state of overstimulation, whether it's binge watching social media, relying on fast food for comfort, or using substances as a crutch. Each of these habits is slowly eroding your ability to feel pleasure from everyday activities. By consciously reducing these behaviors, you allow your brain's dopamine receptors to recover, making room for a renewed sense of joy in the simple things. And don't forget about the benefits of controlled challenges. Incorporate exercise, cold plunging, sauna sessions, or meditation into your daily routine. Not only will these activities boost your dopamine naturally, but they'll also help your body and mind build resilience. Remember, a little bit of pain now can lead to a whole lot of pleasure later on. Let's recap. Our brains are designed to reward us for behaviors that promote survival. But in today's world, that reward system is being overwhelmed by digital content, processed food, and other modern distractions. This constant barrage of dopamine results in tolerance and receptor downregulation, making everyday pleasures less satisfying. However, by reducing your exposure to these stimuli and embracing controlled challenges, you can reset your brain, increase your natural dopamine levels, and rediscover joy in the little things. If you found this deep dive interesting, please share the video, like and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on how to take control of your brain and your happiness. In the comments, please share your thoughts. What hyperstimulants do you struggle with the most? And what steps are you taking to reclaim your natural pleasure systems? I've recently given up both caffeine and nicotine. Nicotine a month ago, caffeine a week ago, and it's been a struggle. So I understand the pain of giving up some of these things. Remember, the journey to reclaiming your brain's natural pleasure starts with understanding how it works. Stay curious, stay balanced, and I'll see you in the next video.